It's time for Adrian Toey, who is the head of Groundhogg. And honestly, Adrian is part of the reason that Kadence Amplify is even happening. He did an event at the early February on Groundhog Day because he runs Groundhogg CRM. And it was Groundhog Day, and it was perfect. I loved the punniness of it. I loved the speakers that he had, including myself, Maestro, Michelle Frechette here from Stellar WP, who's actually speaking in track 2, but you want to hang out with me and Adrian, don't you? Um, he put on this event, and I was like, this is amazing. This is a great way to build community. We have a great community here at Kadence. We should do something like this. So this is happening because of Adrian. So you should say thank you to Adrian, because this is happening, and all of these great speakers bringing their A game to you is because of his inspiration. So of course we had to have him here. So Adrian is the head of Groundhogg, as I said, and they offer marketing automation and CRM for businesses that use WordPress, and allows you to create funnels, email campaigns, marketing automation, funnels, and a CRM all within your WordPress site. WordPress can do a lot of things, but you didn't know it could be a CRM too. But Adrian's going to talk all about these essential funnels that every agency needs to know. I'm going to bring him on, and we're going to say hi and thank you.
Hi.
Look at you. How about that for an intro?
Like, that was very nice. Thank you.
This is all because of you.
I mean, I'm not going to take full credit, but thank you for it.
You inspired us, definitely. I mean, that was such a great event that you put on, and I was just like, we could do something like this too. Let's try. And it's a lot of work, of course.
It is. It's a lot of work, and especially you got the ball rolling better than I did, because I did it last year, and last year I did the whole thing in like 2 weeks. Like, got speakers, page, got like 100 people to show up, and that was like a monumental amount of work in 2 weeks. And I promised myself I'd give myself 2 months this year, and then 3 weeks ahead of time I'm like, oh, Groundhog Day is in like 3 weeks. So that didn't really work out. So next year, gonna give myself 2 months for sure, because I'm gonna offload the responsibility of planning to somebody else.
There you go. There you go. Well, you've got, when you're running a business, your hands are in everything. You have to know what's going on everywhere. So it's a lot of work for you. So good for you for offloading that to someone else. And thank you for being the inspiration, having me and Michelle and everybody else in the Kadence world as a part
well, we had a good time, didn't we? We had a good time.
We did. We did. We had a great time. So I'm going to show myself out, because people aren't here to listen to me talk. They're here for you. They're here for all of your wisdom.
I certainly hope so. If they weren't here for me, that's kind of sad, but oh well.
It is. Yeah. We're here for you. And we've got probably your friend and mine, Rob Cairns, is in the audience. He's watching.
Hi, Rob.
As well as all of our 60 some friends. So I'm going to put your slides up here, and I will make them big and small. I will be back in for the Q&A and to just chat a little bit more, but the floor is yours, Adrian.
Thank you. Well, hi everyone. Thanks for coming. I know there's a lot of other places that you could be today. A lot of other things you could be doing. We're all business owners. We're all busy. Like Kathy said, we have our hands in so many different buckets. So the fact that you're able to take time out of your day to come spend it with us is absolutely amazing, and we thank you for that. And because you've done that, I hope that over the next hour, I'm going to be able to provide you some value in exchange for your time. So stick around. We have the whole hour together. If you have questions, you can drop those in the comments section at any point. I have it open on my screen here. So be happy to dive into that with you. So without further ado, I'm here to talk to you about what I think are 5 essential funnels that every agency should know to improve client relations by creating results faster. If you are an agency and you're working with clients, and I've actually been out of the agency game for maybe 3 years, trying to get back into it a little bit with some larger projects here, just my local community. And so I think this is now very relevant to what I'm doing. But we also help agencies around the world, and I used to be in the agency business from 2015 to 2018, hundreds of businesses. Rob, who's in the chat here, can attest to that. Here in Canada, Toronto, Ontario. And over the course of doing that, learned a few things, and I want to share those things with you. So Basically, if you want to look like a genius to your clients, create better results faster for your clients, improve short-term client relationships, because if you're getting results, then usually that helps improve relationships, and buy your agency time for larger projects. We're all familiar with scope creep, right? And sometimes you can get caught in the weeds with some larger stuff when you could really be getting wins with some smaller stuff. If those are all things that sound good to you, then you're definitely in the right session today. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Adrian. I help small businesses and agencies adopt proven digital marketing strategies and with results-driven software, mostly WordPress plugins, and I have a few of those: Groundhogg, Colorbox, Mailchimp, to name a few. Groundhogg has actually won a couple of awards, which is pretty cool, for sales and customer service, as well as Tech Startup of the Year from the Stevies, so that's kind of cool. Basically, I've been in the WordPress industry for a while and the agency industry for even longer, and I've kind of combined those two passions and turned it into a software. I'm going to talk a little bit about the software today, but mostly about the strategies, so that whether you use our software or not, this is something that's going to be applicable to you. So before I get into the strategies specifically, I just want to cover some basics. The first of those is, why do businesses hire agencies? And there's basically 3 reasons why a business would hire an agency to do anything. And all of the many tertiary reasons all boil down to these 3. It's either more customers and money, saving time, or saving money, right? If any reason that a business might go to Google and look for an agency to work with has to do with one of these 3 pain points that they have. Either they don't have enough customers and therefore not enough revenue, or they're spending too much time on doing something, or they want to save money and they are getting an agency to come in and then overhaul some stuff so they can save money to improve their bottom line. So those are the 3 main reasons why any business would go and work with an agency. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you today are some strategies that can help you sort of hit all those 3 benchmarks so that you can create a satisfied customer. Sort of groundwork rule number 2, or groundwork topic number 3, is like, what is a funnel? I'm talking about funnels, and I'm sure all of us have a very basic concept of what a funnel is, if not a super advanced concept. And basically, where's my image? That's so odd. Maybe I can do this. Do it the old-fashioned way. Can we see that? There we go. We can see that. Not sure why it's not loading in that full screen version there, but we're looking at this. So a funnel is somewhere or a system that takes traffic in. So traffic goes into the funnel, customers come out of the funnel. At the very rudimentary level, that's what a funnel is. You can talk about top of funnel, bottom of funnel stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happens in the middle of the funnel, but basically it's anything that takes traffic and then customers come out, revenue comes out, right? We're pretty all familiar with this concept. We're going to be talking about replacing that funnel with Groundhogg, or using Groundhogg within the context of that funnel in order to fully automate and for a flat rate cost, do all the things that a funnel should do, which is take traffic in and have customers come out, therefore satisfying the customer satisfaction checklist of more customers and money, because that's what funnels do, saving time because we're using automation in order to automate menial tasks that they might have, as well as saving money because Groundhogg is flat rate cost, and so you're not paying huge SaaS fees like you might with others. But again, that's besides the point. The point is the strategies, and we'll talk about the software a little bit later on. Okay, so I'm going to go back to full screen because I think that's I don't have any more images that might interfere with that. So with that groundwork laid, let's talk about the 5 essential funnels that work for pretty much any business that I've ever encountered. It's rare that this would not be applicable. The main criterion for these funnels, and the reason why I've just chosen them, is because as an agency, implementing these for a client, it requires absolutely no new assets, no new design that you have to do. So there's no web design involved component really, and minimal copywriting. So you're not sitting, at your desk typing away at a computer for a very long time. It's all very easy to write, minimal thought required. You can just basically install these and go. And that's why I really, really, really like them. So the first one that I want to talk about is a contact us follow-up funnel. Now, the contact us follow-up funnel, and I have the image of like what it looks like in Groundhogg. That's just to make the slide look pretty. We don't really have to look at that. What we have to look at is on the right. Um, Basically, this thing that you're looking at takes about 15 to 30 minutes of implementation time. If you're in an agency and you're doing work, 15 minutes to get a huge client win is not a lot of time. And the result of implementing a system like this, and I will describe that system in detail in a moment, is that 25% of genuine leads that come through the Contact Us page, and every website has a Contact Us page, not everybody, and that's a huge thing that I want to point out, not everybody that goes to your website is going to go through the funnel process that you've so intricately designed. Some people just go to the contact us page and they want to pick up the phone or they want to fill out the form and they don't want to go through your whole lead segmentation process. They don't want to fill out the 17 question questionnaire. They don't want to fill out the pop-up that shows up for a 10% discount. They just go to the contact us page, right? Because some people just do that, and you have to be willing to meet leads in the process that they want to go through. So having this set up for your contact us page is super important. 25% of the people that do opt to start their customer journey through the contact us page will take additional actions and go on to convert, which is what's really cool about this. So basically, on the rudimentary level, here's how it works, and I'll show you in a moment what it looks like in Groundhogg. We have a form. And we're going to add one question to our contact us form. Again, every website has a contact us form, whether it's with contact form 7, Gravity, Elementor, you name it, whatever you're using. You can add this question, and it's got 4 categories in it. The question is, what kind of question do you have? Is it a general question, a support question, a pre-sales question, or a billing question? Right? So if it's like general support or billing, we're just going to send those to whatever help desk or whatever inbox we typically field those questions with. But if it's pre-sales and they're going to self-identify that, hey, listen, they're interested in purchasing your product, then we're going to do some actual follow-up in order to move that lead along the funnel and get them to join our other funnels that we have that, again, take traffic in, put customers out. So if they select pre-sales and then they go on to fill out that form, after a few days, maybe we've already received their or we've already responded to their request, we're going to send them an email that's like, hey, listen, here are some additional next steps that you can take. And this is actually, this email that I have on the right is literally pulled from our funnel that we have running on our website, groundhogg.io, right now. If you want to go to our contact us page and test it for yourself and select pre-sales, you're going to get this email. So this is what works. It gets like an 80% open rate. And then on top of that, like a 25% click-through rate. So while you wait for our response, we have a few suggestions for you. You can go take the quick start course. We can go get their lead information that way and indoctrinate them and educate them further on the product. We can give them some super easy funnels to implement right this second, which actually takes them to the course version of this presentation that I'm giving right now on Groundhogg Academy. And then we also send them to our Facebook group. It's always nice to have them be part of the community. If they see other people using our product and being successful with our product, they're more likely to convert. So we would obviously want to incentivize that. And then we give them some other options in order to contact us because we want to be accessible and we want to make them feel warm and fuzzy. So that is the basic principle of the contact us follow-up funnel. If they select pre-sales, then we're going to send them some, pre-sales indoctrination type stuff. So I'm going to hop over to a website that I have open here, hopefully somewhere. I lost my tab here, so 1 second. That's okay. This is only live, not a huge deal. All right, I'm going to share a new screen here. Share screen. Select a window. And this window? Yeah, this window looks good. And hopefully nothing crashes in the middle of me doing this because this is a development site. But basically, if you're using Groundhogg, we have all these wonderful templates here, and all the templates that I'm showing with or sharing with you today are actually part of our just library that is included with the free version. Contact form with follow-up, there it is. We're just going to click use that template. And then we have a contact form. You can just go copy and paste the shortcode that we give you here on any contact us page that you have. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so that it doesn't look super squished or super spread out on your screens. There we go. Hopefully that looks a little bit nicer. And then here we have our question that I mentioned. What kind of question do you have? Is it a general support, pre-sales, or billing? And then further on in the funnel, when we actually get to like the follow-up emails, we have some conditional logic that says if they answer pre-sales, then we're going to send this email. And this email contains additional actions for them to go do stuff. Yeah, so just letting you know we received a question. While you wait for our response, we have a few suggestions for you. Give them some links of stuff to do. So all you have to do is go in and put some links to stuff. If your question is urgent, you can give us a phone call. You can confirm your email address to stay on the email list if you have like double opt-in requirements in your country, like if you're in Canada or in the European Union. And that is this funnel in a gist. If you're using WooCommerce or Easy Digital Downloads, or really any sort of e-commerce system, we have lots of e-commerce integrations, you would then take like the new order benchmark here, so that if they went on to order after receiving this email, they wouldn't receive any further emails. And also you could go to the reports after and be able to see the conversion rate of people who filled out the contact form and then went on to actually buy something if that was their first interaction with your business. So that's pretty cool. So that is the contact form follow-up or contact us follow-up funnel in a nutshell. Every business has a contact us page. Takes maybe 15 minutes to just go in and connect that to something, whether it's Groundhogg or any other CRM or marketing automation provider, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, HubSpot, Keep, Marketo, all of them. Pick one. You can go in and connect your contact us form, add that question, do an if they answer pre-sales, send that email out, kind of stuff. Really easy to implement. You don't have to do any web design. If you're taking over someone's like pre-existing website and they already have the contact us page, just hook it up to the existing one while you're doing the big website build. And then they can be getting business while you are doing that. Again, buying yourself time to sort of complete that huge web design project that you might have on your desk. All right. I'm going to go back to sharing my my deck here. There we go. Beautiful. So the next funnel of interest of mine, and this probably is my favorite one, is the footer subscribe funnel that we offer as a template. The footer subscribe funnel, again, a 15 to 30 minute implementation time, very, very, very quick. The result of implementing this on all the sites that I've done is 1% of monthly traffic will subscribe. Especially, this holds true for e-commerce sites, especially when there's an incentive to subscribe, and I'll show you an example of that. So the basic gist of this one is that you stick this name, email, and subscribe button as a form in your footer. On groundhogg.io, again, this is something we practice what we preach. I wouldn't recommend this if we didn't do it ourselves and I hadn't done it for 100 other businesses. Go to groundhogg.io. You can scroll down to the bottom. There is a subscribe and discount form here. We basically just offer 15% off for anybody that gives us their email address. And then we immediately send this email. And we have like a cheeky code being like, I found 15 off. So they feel like they found it, and that's a nice user experience. We say, thanks for subscribing. Discount is valid for your first subscription year. Unlike other people, we don't charge, success tasks. You restate your values and why they should work with you. Link to go choose a plan and use the discount code. Very, very, very simple. This converts at around 10% from people who sign up to actually buy. So that's on top of like the existing like baseline conversion rate. So an additional 10%, which is kind of nice. And it's just really easy. Like it's literally just like send that email out immediately, and then we can track the effectiveness of that form because again, we have reports that allow us to track the conversion rate of when they sign up to when they buy. An example. Let's go look at an example. And let's go back and open this up. So we'll go add a new funnel here. And footer subscribe. Yeah, we literally just have that template available. So we have this footer subscribe form. Name, email, shows up nicely. Copy the short code, go paste that in a footer. And then we immediately just send this email. And you can like resend this email a couple times. You can do some copy and paste if you want. So if they don't use the first one, then we send it back. So thanks for subscribing. We promise to respect your inbox and privacy, provide value with every email we send. This one is not the one that shows a discount. This is sort of like a more generic one. If you're using Easy Digital Downloads or WooCommerce, then there is this other template, which is called, so EDD for Easy Digital Download, subscribe and discount. It'd also say WooCommerce if you're using WooCommerce. And this one has like the discount option, and it also tracks when a new order is completed, so you can get that conversion rate. We'll look at the email template. This generates a discount code, works in Easy Digital Downloads and WooCommerce. So a single-use discount code that's only applicable to the person that you're sending it to. That's kind of cool. Thanks for subscribing. Claim your 15% off. Use the discount code. Goes to the cart. Very, very, very straightforward. You can do this in Groundhogg. You can do this in any other CRM and marketing automation platform. Very effective. Highly recommend. Definitely, probably one of the number one revenue producers that we have active on Groundhogg.io at the moment. Because again, we use this. You can go to the site. You can test it out for yourself. One of the highest producing revenue funnels that we have active at the moment. Next on the list is our Review Please funnel. This is a really fun one. It takes 15 to 30 minutes to implement. 5 to 10% of customers give positive reviews of the people that actually open the email. So if your like open rate is like 50%, 5 to 10% of those people will end up actually giving a positive review on your choice. Like you get Google reviews, or in our case, the WordPress.org directory. We have over like 110 positive reviews on the WordPress.org. So that tells you something that this must work. Like our review percentage compared to like our active install count is like significantly higher than most. So make of that what you will. The basic gist of this funnel is after some sort of positive interaction, let's say if you are selling a product and 7 days after that product was delivered, you wanted to say, hey, you just got this product, do you like it? If you do like it, leave a positive review. If you don't like it, well, then we're going to do something else. So here's an example of what that email might look like. We just wanted to follow up with you and make sure you're successful with your most recent purchase of like the Presto Player integration that we sell. How many stars would you rate our products and support? So the trick with this one in this email is that if they click 1 through 3, obviously we don't want that person to actually leave a negative review. So what we're going to do is if they click 1 through 3, we're going to send them to this page that we have on Groundhogg.io that says something like, we're sorry you weren't unsatisfied. Let's make this right. And it's a link to actually book a call with one of our team members so that they can air their grievances and we can do our best in order to resolve whatever issue that they had, that led to them choosing between 1 to 3 stars. If they click 4 and 5, then we're just going to send them to wherever they would actually leave a review and hope that they actually leave a review and continue that process. And it also gives you a little bit of an indication of your NPS score, because you can then look at the funnel report and the email report and actually see the percentages of how many people click 1 through 3 stars and how many people click 4 through 5. And that will tell you or give you an indication of sort of like your net promoter score. That's what NPS is, net promoter score. So what I'm going to do is going to stop the share so I can present a new screen. I have to go back and forth. And again, all of the funnels that I'm sharing with you today are available as templates in the free version. I'll tell you how to get that in a moment. And we are looking at review request. Request a review. Use template. So I have it set up as like when a new user is created, maybe for if you have like an LMS site, but you could easily change this to like product purchased or a new order, or when they submit a form, or when they visit a specific page, or when they text you, or if there's like a webhook from another site, or some other custom activity that you have. So there's lots of ways to start this off. On our site, we have it as new order because that just seems like the most relevant. Like we want to follow up maybe 7 days after someone purchases a product for the first time. And then we're actually going to go ahead and send that review request as an email. The subject line that I found works the best, and I've tried a lot of them, is "review please?" This inboxes really well. It gets really great engagement. If it's any longer than that, people sort of just skip it, but the sort of short subject line is really effective. And I've also found that when you're requesting a review, just like a super short and sweet email body and content, if it's really, really short, that also works really, really well. And then we just have our 5 stars. Those are literally just emojis. And if they click on 4 or 5, that goes to one link. And if they click on 1 to 3, that goes to a different link. And then those links are these tracking links down here. So if they click 1 to 3, then they would go here. You would change this to your triage page. That's like, hey, let's make this right. And then 4 to 5 stars would go to the page where you actually want them to leave a review. So either Google reviews or maybe like Capterra or Trustpilot or the WordPress.org directory if you're selling plugins. So that is how the request a review funnel or the review please funnel works in a nutshell. One of my favorites. Highly recommend. Absolutely essential for like brick and mortar small businesses, especially if they're collecting emails like at the counter. One of the things that we're doing with a local winery here in Niagara Falls is they have like a POS system, so their point of sale system. It's like, would you like your receipt emailed to you? And they plug in their email to get their e-receipt. That goes into Groundhogg, and then 7 days later, we're like, hey, you recently visited so-and-so winery. I can't disclose their name yet, but you recently visited so-and-so winery. How would you rate your experience? If they click 1 to 3 stars, we're like, hey, listen, we understand you had a poor experience. Come back for a free tasting on us. We'll show you a good time. And if they click 4 and 5 stars, then we're going to send them to wherever we want to leave the review. So we have that going right now, or we're about to have that going very, very, very soon. It's going to be very, very cool. Absolutely essential for brick and mortar stores. Also essential for WooCommerce stores, e-commerce. It's essential for everybody. Like collecting reviews is essential. Absolutely stellar way to create business, right? Because people go and check reviews. It's part of something that people need to do is they need to monitor their online reputation. Okay, that's enough rambling about why you should collect reviews. Obviously, that's something that you should be doing. I'm going to take a break right here, and I'm going to pause, and I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to ask if there are any questions. I have the comment section open on my left here. If you have questions, now is an opportunity to just jump in and say, hey, Adrian, I think you missed this important point, or I don't understand this quite well, or you just want to tell me that I'm doing a good job. That would also be nice. Positive feedback is great.
Can I just pop in and say you're doing great and I'm taking
notes?
Thank
you. I love that.
I love this idea of asking for a review right after purchase, because if you ask for, like, say you have like 30 customers over the past like 6 months, and you ask them for a review over in 6 months ago, nobody's going to remember. Like, you want to get them right as they're having that experience. And so being able to like tie that in to their experience and have that be a part of the customer's journey, it does so much, doesn't it? Like,
it is absolutely essential, because you really got to get them at the best point to ask for a review is right after like the Eureka moment is what I don't call it that. I stole that from someone. I don't remember who. I didn't invent any of this. All of this is just observation from people way smarter than me. Someone called it the Eureka moment at one point. And the Eureka moment is the point, at least in the software journey, where they get value, right? They like something clicks, and either like they sent, like in our software company, like for Groundhogg, it's they like send an email and they get that first like report back of like their open rate. Right then is the best point to ask for reviews. Like, hey, we just noticed that you sent this email and we're seeing it's getting good results. If you're happy with your results, why don't you go translate that into a review for us? We also have a lot of success after the successful resolution of a support ticket. So if someone opens a support ticket with us and then we successfully resolve that ticket, after that ticket gets closed, we immediately send a request, this email, exactly this email, for a review. And that also converts really, really, really well.
Amazing. Let me ask about the negative review that comes in, the 1 star, our favorite kind of people. And then you book a call.
Yeah.
How does that work in terms of like changing their mind, or do you actually recover that customer in that call? How does that work?
If they book the call, and booking, people who book the call is rare. Like after they click 1 to 3 star, it almost acts as like a it all, like, just the therapy of clicking 1 star calms them down, because very few of them actually book the call. Like, I think in the last 3 years I've done 3 calls.
Really?
Yeah. Very few people click 1 to 3 stars for us, by the way. Like, if you go to our WordPress.org listing, we don't have a single 1-star review right there right now. The 2 that we got over the last 3 years were from competitors and affiliates for other competitors. We have a couple of 2 stars, and I regret that, and I wish I had done more to support them. And I tried. I sent them to this page, and I offered to do calls with them, but they turned me down. But we have
hate. It
haters gonna
happens.
hate. Of the like 3 people that booked that call, all of them went on to leave a 5-star review, because we took the time to go and just like, we understand that you're upset, and we're going to take responsibility for that, and we want to make it right.
Yeah.
And then they always go on and like, okay, so because at the end of the call I'm just like, hey, listen, I'm glad we were able to help you solve this. Would you take the time to go leave us a 5-star review? I know you were like a 1 star like half an hour ago, but like, have I changed your mind? And all the time they're like, yeah, or the 3 times they've been like, yeah, and then they go, and then they leave a positive experience review.
Yeah.
Very, very, very effective. But a lot of the time, if they don't book, then just the act of like clicking 3 stars in your email is therapeutic enough that they're not going to go and continue to publicly shame you on public forums.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a mitigation tactic as well. So just all in all, essential.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Just the timing of it and the opportunity to sort of make amends, if and a lot of times it can be just miscommunication, or people think the tool does one thing and it didn't do that one thing, but it does all these other things, and there's just it's just feedback for marketers to be able to like be clearer in the communication. It's just good to be able to bridge that. Okay, so we have a comment here. I'll just pop this on the screen from Engineering Technology. Your site has $50 a month. Is this plugin comparable to what I can do with Mailchimp? Because
more.
It's
better, unequivocally. You can just go to our reviews on WordPress.org and search Mailchimp, and you'll find a few Mailchimp converts in there. That's all I'm going to say right now. I'm going to talk about pricing and working with us a little bit later. But go to our WordPress.org directory listing, search Mailchimp at the comments. You'll find converts there.
Amazing. Okay, yeah. You got more to present here?
I do, yeah. So this is only the 3rd one. There's 2 more after this.
Amazing. I'm going to pull myself out and pop that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. So that was the review. Absolutely essential. Quick win. So I see that there's more questions. I'm going to tackle questions after I'm done the 5 essential funnels. I will come back for you, I promise. So the last 2 funnels, and then we'll talk about all the questions that people have. Lead onboarding. This is a little bit of a larger investment in time, 1 to 2 hours, although in the grand scheme of things, that's still not a lot of time. And having a lead onboarding funnel, which is really just a fancy name for like a drip campaign for new leads, is like a 10% increase to baseline conversion rate. So if your baseline conversion rate from like the pricing page is like 2%, then you can add 10% on top of that. And that's what the lead onboarding funnel is going to do for you. Okay. Yes, I promise, Manu. I promise I'll come back to questions. The lead onboarding funnel which is again just really a fancy like email drip campaign over like the course of maybe 7 to 14 days, is basically your opportunity to every day check in with the customer, be accessible. You want to state your values, so your company values, like for Groundhogg, it's like flat rate pricing, unrestricted usage, open source, control of your data, tightly integrated with WordPress. We want to do product education. So we want to send them to like YouTube videos or documentation, or tell them all the different ways that Groundhogg can help them or your business can help them. We want to send them case studies and reviews. Like we have one of our emails is like, see how Chris Britton from KB Agency replaced all of like, switched all of his clients from HubSpot to Groundhogg, which is a real case study. It's on the homepage. We send them community links, so links to go follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, join the Facebook group, and then obviously offers. They're not a converted customer yet. We want to send them an offer every once in a while. Be like, hey, this is your opportunity to convert for 15% off. Here's how you claim that deal, right? So this is just a really easy, drip campaign. The reason this one takes longer is because it's more copywriting, right? You have to get more links together. If you don't have community links, then you might have to go create them. If you don't have an offer, you have to spend some brain power on creating an offer. If you don't know what your values are, that's a problem. You might want to have to spend some time on figure out what your company values are. So that's the only reason why this one takes longer, is because there's more thought involved, there's more copywriting involved. I will take the time though to show you the template that we have available, because I want to take as much work off the table for you as possible, to just be able to allow you to go in and just change some copy, change some links, and just get this show on the road, so you can just implement this for your clients as quickly as possible, or yourself. I say this whole presentation is very much in the context of you as an agency serving people, but this is also just generally applicable to your business as well. So hopefully that helps. Let's go into our ad funnel screen. And we have new lead onboarding. This is the funnel. And so we have it when like either like a tag is applied, or like they submit this form, which was just like first name, email, last name, email address. You can put literally anything can start this off. You can go back to the contact us follow up, and then after, if they select pre-sales, then you can conditionally add the tag in order to add them to this funnel. So there's a lot of ways that people can get into this, but basically you just want anybody that subscribes with the intent of eventually purchasing to enter this in order to get them past the bridge and get them to convert. So our first email is we have a welcome email here. Just very, very standard subject line stuff, like you're in, start here. I think this is actually the subject line that I use. Welcome to business name, that's just a merge field. If you're looking to solve problems, reiterate the pain point for why they subscribed in the first place. Give them a couple call to actions. Watch a YouTube video, go start a course, join the Facebook community, anything like that. Let's go ahead and close this. The second email that I have in this template is to go join the community. So this is where you'd send them like Twitter, Facebook links, if they have like a profile for like a Buddy Boss community that you have set up, any other like maybe like a Reddit thread or like a subreddit that you have that they have to go join or follow. That's what you'd put in this email. This one's blog posts. So this sends them, this is part of like the product education. If you have blog posts that you want to send them, or just send them some specific ones. This is just like hard-coded, but you can also use our post replacement code to actually like pull the most recent blog posts that you have from your blog. So if you just want this to always be like a fresh list, then you can do it that way as well, which is kind of cool. And then the last email that we have here is we provide a discount, because offer, that's sort of like the last thing that you want to do. You've educated them, you've indoctrinated them, you provide them reviews, guides, testimonials, blog posts. Now we want to convert. So hey, use this discount code, go to the checkout page, 14-day money back guarantee if you're not happy. Pre-sales questions, give them an option to contact you, respond to this email, live chat, phone call. Whatever it is that you want to do, just make it like very easy for them to be able to make a purchasing decision. Reiterate desired outcome and what your solution is. And that is the lead onboarding funnel in a nutshell. You can add, this is only 1, 2, 3, this is 4 emails over 4 days. I think ours is like 10 emails over 14 days. So we have a lot more because we have just more stuff to offer than what we can fit into like a single email. You don't want to overwhelm the customer with information, which is why we're sending like multiple emails instead of just everything in one big one, because they're not going to read it, right? So we break it up into multiple emails over multiple days, give them some breathing room. They're busy people. They can't just spend all of their time on us as much as we like that. So you can go ahead and add more emails for more content that you want to be able to provide. Basically just add as many as you need. 14 over 14 days is probably the max that I would do. If they haven't converted in 14 days, then you might want to have a look at your offer. And then at the end of that, we apply a long-term nurture. I'm not going to get into like a long-term nurture funnel. Basically, this is just like a recurring email sequence that just checks in maybe twice a month and says, "Hey, just checking in. You haven't converted yet. What's up?" Right? That's what long-term nurture does. I'm not going to get that into that today, but that is an option. And then if you want to track a conversion rate, if you're using some sort of like e-commerce integration, just drag in like your new order benchmark down here, and then you'll be able to see a conversion rate in the reports when, like, let's say they get this discount email, and then they go convert. We'll be able to see how many people do that, which is very cool. I'm going to move on to the last funnel template that I'm going to share with you today. And that is the customer onboarding funnel. We did lead onboarding, it's time to do customer onboarding, right? The reason that you want customer onboarding is for retention. Retention is important, whether you're selling like a consumable product, like if they like, it's like a one-time purchase, right? We want them to re-up on their, let's say like their prescription, right? If they're like buying like pills at the pharmacy, you want them to re-up their subscription every once in a while. So you send them an email like, hey, you haven't come back in a while and haven't paid or whatever. So retention is important. It's important for subscription companies, recurring revenue companies, consumable product companies. We want people to increasingly buy or increase their buying habits, and customer onboarding is what's going to help us with that. We're also in the 1 to 2 hours time range to implement. And the reason you want this is a 50% customer, or an increase in 50% customer retention after 1 year. So let's say your churn rate after 1 year is 50%. We want to reduce that by 50%. So that's what this does, is it reduces it from 50% to 25%, or 50% of whatever your existing churn rate is. What you're going to be doing in your customer onboarding is it's very similar in some cases to the lead onboarding, where we're stating values, product education, case studies and reviews, community links and offers. We're changing a couple of those and adding some new ones. We want to restate values. We want to reiterate why they signed up in the first place. We want to do product education, guides and tutorials. So if this is like a self-serve product, we want to be able to show them how they can implement this successfully. Community links, again, we want them to be part of the community if they're not already, support and help resources, and also setting boundaries and expectations. That's a really interesting one. You want to let them know where they can expect or where they're going to go get help, for example. Like we have a email that says, how do you request support? And it sets the expectation on them that if they need help, this is where they go to get it. It sets the expectation of how long it's going to take for them to get to support. Like our SLA is like 24 hours, right? So that is something that you can do in this funnel, is just sending these sort of notes out every other day or every day to be able to let them know how it works to operate with your organization. This example, or this email example, I would classify as like support and help resources, because the first email that people get from new customers is, hey, listen, we'll actually set up and install Groundhogg for you. This is what that setup and install is going to include. In order to start the process, you have to go complete this form. You have to do that within 30 days, and then we can actually help you with that. So I'll talk a little about a little bit later as well. But that is something that you can do. I'm going to go over to Groundhogg and actually show you what the template looks like in full. We are going to new customer onboarding. And this is, we got 4 emails Again, you can add as many as is necessary in order to communicate all the value points that you have to communicate when someone signs up for the first time. We're starting this funnel just when like a customer tag is applied. We start this off internally with like the new order. So when a new order comes in, they become a customer. And we are going to we have a delay at the beginning to like wait 3 hours till we send the first email, because after a new order they're getting like emails like, here's the login to your account and here's your order summary. So we like give them some breathing room to sort of sort through that, and then we send the welcome email. This one starts off with just like a simple whitelist us. What instructions to whitelist your from email address in the various different inboxes. Really looking forward to seeing you succeed. Confirmation link to make sure they confirm their email address if they already haven't. And we also have this like click to leave the onboarding funnel. Maybe they don't want these emails. So if they click this, then they don't unsubscribe, but they do stop getting these emails, which is kind of nice. Moving on, we have the second email as setting up your profile. So this would be relevant maybe if you have like an LMS site or a BuddyBoss site or some other kind of site where you have a profile. Or in our case, we have like a step-by-step questionnaire that gets some like data mining questions, like, what CRM are you switching from? What kind of business are you? Are you an agency? Are you a marketer? Are you self-employed? Are you an LMS company? Are you an e-commerce company? Like, who are you? And that way we can send them more targeted messaging. We're not going to get into that, but that is an option that you have if you're collecting that kind of information. So there's a link to like go complete the profile, go log in. We have like an auto login link here, which is kind of cool. Go to the dashboard. You'd have to update that link. We have our community links, right? So this is almost an identical email to the lead onboarding funnel. We want to send them or say, hey, here are links to go join the Facebook group, Facebook page, Twitter, YouTube channel. So they can be part of the community and be actively engaged with your brand and your other customers. That also helps to increase retention when people are part of the community. People have a login for belonging, as they say. And I spoke earlier about setting expectations. So we have this getting in touch, or how to get in touch with us. If you do provide customer support, then this is a great email to have. Here are any of the links or methods that you should be using to get in touch with us. We generally resolve issues within this period of time. In the unlikely event that your issue falls through the cracks, you could message us with this like instant chat, or basically your last resort option. That's all. And you basically send as many emails as you need in order to state values, expectations, and what else we got? Community links, support, help, and resources, guides, and tutorials. And you basically do that for as long as you need to, until you've all out of ideas and emails to send, and your customer becomes completely onboarded and indoctrinated. All right, I'm going to take a break here. I'm going to tackle some of the questions, and then we're going to move on. Because this is a good place to just take a breath and see if there's anybody that needs anything taken care of.
If you've got questions, pop them into the chat. We did have our friend who was asking about Mailchimp earlier, wanting to know if they wanted to move from Mailchimp, where they are now, over to Groundhogg. How easy is it?
I would say super easy. I mean, if you're just like bringing over like your email list, it's just export CSV from Mailchimp, import CSV into Groundhogg, and it's that straightforward. I'm going to talk a little bit about sort of like the essentials to get started with Groundhogg in a second. So definitely stick around for that if you're still here. But it's literally just export CSV, import CSV. It's fairly straightforward.
Cool, excellent. All right.
Anything difficult? All the tags come over too, which is nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's good to know. Cool. All right. Well, we've got about 10 minutes or so until our next session. So
okay, well, I just get on with it then.
Get on with it.
So where do you start? So you saw all this information and you've been listening to me for the last 45 minutes, which I am grateful for. Thank you for sticking around. So what you'll need if you want to do any of this is obviously a WordPress site. If you're using Groundhogg, if you're on If you're using another like CRM or marketing automation platform, we don't necessarily need WordPress, although you're probably not on this call unless you're using WordPress. Groundhogg, everything that I showed you today is included in our free version, which you can get at groundhogg.io/free. But the strategies in their sort of like, in their general, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the concept of these funnels is universally applicable to any CRM marketing automation platform. Again, you got HubSpot, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, Marketo. There's so many. Mooseend now. There's new ones every day. Pick whichever one you want. If you're using Groundhogg, you also need some sort of SMTP service. We got Mailchimp, which is our company, AWS, SendGrid, Mailgun, SparkPost, Elastic Email. There's plenty. There's plenty to choose from. If you're using Groundhogg, someone was talking about pricing a little bit earlier, and I'll share some of that. Also, I just want to reaffirm that all of the templates that I also shared with you, you don't have to go back and watch this video. They're all here available. You got your refer to subscribe, review request, lead onboarding, customer onboarding, subscribe and discount, contact form with follow-up. It's all here. There's also some other ones, long-term nurture, login reminders. If you've got like e-commerce, refund win back is a fun one. Abandoned cart recovery is a fun one. Yeah, so free lead magnet download. If you're giving away a lead magnet, this is always a good one to have. So lots of templates to choose from. If you need help getting started, our team will install and configure Groundhogg settings for you to make sure that it works with your setup, caching, whatever. We'll get all the integrations that you need installed. For more information about how that works, groundhogg.io/setup. And you can see the expectations. We're going to set expectations with you about what we'll actually take care of for you. Totally white glove bespoke. Benefits of Groundhogg versus maybe other CRM platforms that are out there. We have a certified partner program. When you sign up with our agency license, the image on the left here is a screenshot of our certified partner directory. People who, or small businesses that use Groundhogg but aren't agencies, are often sent to this page in order to get a quote from agencies, and all these links are direct or are directly linked to our partners' inboxes, so they can provide a realistic quote for whatever the project is. We have white labeling. So if you are an agency and you want to use this product and you want to create a little bit of stickiness for your agency with your clients, you can white label the platform. Custom template libraries for clients. So you can take all the templates that I showed you today, you can change the copy, add more steps and whatever, and then you can create your own template library and then ship that to your customers. And we also offer 30% affiliate commission to our agency partners, which is 10% more than our base 20% affiliate commission. So that's very cool. My offer to you today, because Kathy said I could provide one for you, is 20% off. The only time we do more than 20% off is Black Friday, so you'll be waiting a while. This is the best offer that you're going to get from me until Black Friday. 20% off the first year of any plan using Kadence offer is the code. Groundhogg.io/pricing is the page where you can go to look at our plans. Plans are billed annually. This applies to the first year. That's everything. If there's any questions, now is your opportunity to share or to drop those in the chat here. I have probably very little time to answer questions. I'm sure Kathy is going to tell me, but I'll leave this here in the time being.
Amazing. We have one question. Manu would like to know where you're located.
I am personally in Niagara Falls, Canada, right next to the border. Niagara Falls is literally 2 minutes away from my house. So yeah, we're Canadian. Eh? We're all about marketing.
Amazing. Well, I know you guys are doing amazing work. There's so much guidance that you provided. I'm not even sure I took notes because I was like, wow, yeah, I know I didn't think about doing that. That's so much amazing guidance for really using any kind of email service provider that has these types of tools in order to make better connections with customers. Where can people follow you online? Where can they get connected and follow all of the innovation?
Me personally, adriantoby.com, at adriantoby on Twitter. The software that I showed you today, groundhogg.io.
Okay, great. So Go follow Adrian. He does great work for the WordPress community and shares tons of knowledge. And definitely follow Groundhogg. And yeah, get better connected with your customers. That's part of what Amplify is all about, is making sure that your voice is heard, but heard to the right people, right? Heard to the people that are going to, put food on the table and deepen connections and give you ideas on new products, all of that fun stuff. So Adrian, we're so glad that you were here for this inaugural Kadence Amplify event.
Woohoo!
Lots of
Congrats.
fun. Thank you.
I've been
And thanks
listening
for
all day.
great. Awesome. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being the inspiration. I'm just going to give mad props to everything you're doing over there, because you're doing some great work and inspiring us to do cool things too. So any way we can support you from the Kadence community, get over in our Facebook group. And I'm sure people will have questions about Groundhogg over there too. It's
I will do that. I'm not. I thought I already was, but obviously I'm not. So I will go do that right now.
I don't know. I haven't. It's very busy in there. Have you been there lately? It's like tons of stuff going on, and it's a very active community. So if you are in there, I'm sorry I didn't notice, but there's a lot going on. Anyway, say hi to Adrian on Facebook if you see him over there, and we will connect with you later. Bye, Adrian.
Bye-bye.